Hey, how you doing? James Ellis here. Welcome to another edition of The Next Step, the 16th edition, I believe, if I'm counting right, and sometimes I do. I hope you caught last week's episode where I taught you how to code your own Chrome extensions, your custom Chrome extensions, without actually having to do any code. You let the tools do it for you, let the AI do all the work, and let it give you the step-by-step instructions on exactly what to do with those files to make it all work. My mind was blown. I mean, that's why my head is like this. I have to, every time it gets blown, I got to put it back together again like that. So that's why it's simple. Anyway, I hope that was useful to you. Definitely check out previous episodes. They're all on YouTube. All sorts of crazy stuff around recruiting and employer brand and recruitment leadership, engaging with your stakeholders, all that wonderful stuff, building content, great ways of using AI, and not that kind of like $90, $100, and $120,000 AI. I mean like the stuff that's $20 a month that you probably may be subscribing to already. And if you don't, you should think about it. Don't worry. I don't get any money for any of this. I'm not sponsored, not by Claude or ChatGPT or anybody else. If I'm mentioning a tool, it's because I use the tool and I'm actually enjoying the tool. And I want you to know because it's super useful to you. Okay. So yes, you should absolutely subscribe. You should absolutely share it with people. Let people know about this podcast because people got to know this is how we're going to get better with AI. Small steps. The next step is how you get better. If this is the stuff that you kind of dig, whether it's AI or not, check out one of my newsletters. It's ideaoftheday.substack.com. It's one little talent acquisition idea every single day, every single weekday anyway. I won't bombard you on a Saturday. I'm not a monster. Just one single idea. And if you hate it, tomorrow's will be different and you might love it and you might hate it. And if you hate it again, trust me, there will be one or two that just are perfect for you, that just knock it out of the park for you. So subscribe to ideaoftheday.substack.com and this YouTube channel and all the wonderful stuff I'm doing. Also, if you're interested in learning about what your employer brand, what your recruitment messaging looks like to candidates from an objective point of view, I have a tool that will help. And it's free. Yes, it's that word again, free. Just go to employerbrandlabs.com and look for the diagnostic tool. It should be the little button towards the top that's wiggling, let you know there's a free tool that will actually go through your career site, your LinkedIn posts, and tell you this is how you're presenting yourself to talent. Who your audiences are, whether you mean it to be or not, based on what you're saying and how you're saying it, and what audiences you might be missing, and a bunch of other stuff. So go check out the diagnostic tool. You'll learn exactly what you're missing and what you're doing right in just 72 hours, and it's 100% free. So employerbrandlabs.com, go find the diagnostic tool. Okay, so this one's going to be a relatively short one, but it's going to be super punchy for my recruiting friends. Recruiters, you know how much hiring managers love it when you book that intake meeting for like 60 minutes? They love that. They love that. No, they don't. No, they don't. And no one likes that. I mean, right, an hour-long meeting, it better be a killer. It better be great stuff. Now, we both know that the material you collect in an intake meeting is critical. It is vital to get the right hire. It is vital to get the word out. It is vital to do your job. But in the same way that getting your oil changed in your car is vital to keeping your oil done, no one likes sitting around in a Jiffy Lube all day. It's no fun. So what if we could use AI to make the intake meeting, if that's the right word, and I have thoughts, but I'm not going to bring them today, to make the intake meeting so fast it will make your hiring manager's head spin and you look like a hero. And not only that, you get better material. Impossible, you say? Haha, just you wait. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. About a day or two before the actual intake meeting, and don't book it for more than 30 minutes, because frankly, you won't be using that, but book it just for this one. Send them an email and say, hey, hiring manager, in order to collect the information I need to make this meeting effective, useful, and I bring you the talent you absolutely want, please answer these 5 questions by opening your handy-dandy pocket supercomputer, opening the voice memo function, and just rambling on for about 10 minutes the answers to the next 5 questions. Do not self-censor yourself. Do not edit yourself. Don't worry if it feels like you're rambling. It's all good, I promise. Just answer these questions, take about 5 or 10 minutes to do so, and email me the file when you're done, and I'll see you at the intake meeting. Okay, so here's what happens. Hiring manager opens their handy-dandy supercomputer and says, beep, there's the voice memo, and says, okay, the first question is, how will this role help the team or the company grow? Okay, Now, when you ask stuff like that at the intake meeting, you're going to get really dry, boring answers. But when you ask it and they're sitting, I don't know, in their car or walk into a meeting or the bathroom or I don't know what, people are people, they're human beings. Anyway, they're just going to ramble. They're just going to talk about, oh, well, we're going to do this thing and it's going to be useful. And because we have this person, they're going to let us do this. And they're just going to talk and they're going to use their own language. And there's not going to be that process where you have to take shorthand of the words they're saying. And there's occasional jargon that you're like, I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I'm writing it down anyway. You just go ahead and you let them ramble. Second question, what's something you want someone to accomplish in this role in the next 90 or 180 days, right? Bearing in mind there's onboarding, bearing in mind it takes a little while to figure out what the bathrooms are and who to go for that form and all that other good stuff. What is the thing you want them to accomplish first? Understanding what the job is actually doing and building and accomplishing is so critical for a stranger, which is what candidates are, to understand what this job really is. And it makes it really clear that this job isn't just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. There's a real purpose for this job. This is what you're going to work on first, and it's going to make the job way more clear. Okay, third question. What is something unusual about this role? Okay, so you can easily ask Google or ChatGPT or Claude or whoever to write a standard job posting for any job title. I mean, any job title. If you type in civic engineer, it's going to go, there it is. There's a generic civic engineer. And the chances are it's 90% right. It's terrifying, right? Front-end developer, there it is. Okay, it's 90% right. No matter what the job is, they're just, ChatGPT is going to go out, aggregate all these other job titles and job postings in that job title and just put it together. What you want to know is what's different about this role, because everybody knows, the front-end developer, they'll be using front-end development tools. Shocking. Oh my goodness, this is riveting. I better write this down. No, boring. Everybody knows that. It's like saying, hey, you're going to be a lawyer. You're going to spend a lot of time arguing. You don't say. But if you talk about what's unusual about the job, it makes the job come alive. It makes it more interesting. It helps your average candidate go, oh, I see how this job is different from every other job posting, which kind of looks exactly the same. And that's what we're trying to fight here, right? So ask them what is unusual about the job. You will be really blown away by what they come up with. And chances are it's something you wouldn't have heard or haven't heard in an intake meeting. Critical stuff. Fourth question, what do you wish people knew about your team? Now, this is a little softer question. It's a bit of a softball question. It's about the culture. It's about the management style. It's about how you celebrate wins. It's about working from home or flexible hours or how you resolve differences or, what kind of feeling there is in the room or how often you get wins or do you always feel put upon or whatever it is. What is something you wish people knew about your team? This has a lot of possibilities. One of the things that's actually triggering is the hiring manager's ego, because chances are it's the hiring manager's team. And they're going to want to be really proud of what they're putting together and what they're doing. So let them. That's where your great content really is. And finally, the fifth question, and this is absolutely 1000% stolen from the one and only Kat Kibben, the maven when it comes to job postings. Name an experience that would make someone perfect for this role. I love this question because it kind of breaks all the barriers down. It breaks all the silos down. It gets the person way out of the headspace of filling in the box and filling in what, coloring in the lines, which is not useful here. You want them to say, oh yeah, it'd be really helpful if they started a business once, or, it'd be really helpful if they've actually worked inside a regulated industry, or you know what, I need someone who's really had their butt kicked and is ready to show everybody how right they are and how everybody else is wrong. Does that show up in a job posting very often? I don't see it very often. I can't imagine it comes up in an intake meeting very often, but it is critical, crucial stuff. So what you're going to do is when they email you that file, you can stick it in ChatGPT, you can stick it in Otter, you can stick it in MacWhisper, you can stick all sorts of transcription tools. You will transcribe that audio file. By the way, I use MacWhispers. It's a one-time fee, and I can use it forever, and I can use it a million times. Otter is kind of a pay per hour or per use. If you're just doing this every once in a while, that might be the way to go. If you're going to use it a lot and you're on a Mac, MacWhisper's pretty good. There are plenty of other tools. Super Whisper, another good one. Anyway, a lot of AI tools out there for transcription. So you transcribe this. And you say, take that, scrape it, and you say, okay, ChatGPT, here's the game. I'm hiring, and you type in the title, based on a generic job posting and the intake notes from this meeting, and you paste in what they talked about, and you paste in the style guide or the employer brand guidelines, please write for me the following. 1, a draft of a job posting that is interesting compelling and engaging. Okay. 2, write 3 LinkedIn posts that the hiring manager can post about this role. 3, write 2 LinkedIn posts that the recruiter can post about this job. 4, write the outline of a 60-second video of what the hiring manager could say about this job in a video that they could post to social media. If you want to go crazy, here are 3 questions. Ask for 3 questions that could be in the interview to really kind of elicit what's interesting about this person. You could go all sorts of places, but we're going to start there. We're going to stop right there. So you're going to say, here's the information and go. And if you're on ChatGPT 5 and you use it on the thinking model, which is pretty good, it's going to churn for a little bit. It's going to think, it's going to grind, it's going to do the stuff, it's going to do the AI magic, and it's going to come back with everything you want. And you may even then say, great, here is my intake form. Please fill out my intake form to the best of your abilities. And it fills it out, and you copy it and you paste it into your little Google Doc or Word doc or whatever, and you edit it to make sure it didn't make anything up. And you say, okay, great. And you bring it to the intake meeting. And you say, great. Thanks for doing that little weird thing with the audio, with your voice memo. Here's what I got. Here is a mostly completed intake form. Can you review this and make sure there's nothing here that's wrong and answer the following 4 questions? Boom, 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 boom. No, that's wrong. I like this. I prefer this, but this is all right. Great. Boom. Excellent. Fantastic. Here is a draft of the job posting. Can you give this a quick read and let me know if there's anything of concern here? Wow, no, are you sure you're allowed to say stuff like this? Yeah, I'm totally sure. Okay, well, this all looks good to me. Great. Here are 3 LinkedIn posts you are going to post over the next week. And I think you should put meetings in your calendar right now for 10 minutes, 3 times a week, for the next week to post these things to your LinkedIn. I will be posting 2 more things to my LinkedIn and getting other recruiters to like it and share it. And if after a week or 2 weeks, whatever, we don't get the applicants we want, this is the outline for the video you're going to record on your phone promoting the job that we're going to put on LinkedIn, and I'm going to get everybody to promote. We good? And the hiring manager is going to be like, what just happened? That was amazing. That was 10 minutes. How did you do that? That's flippin' magical. And let's be fair. That intake form, better filled out than what you could have done. That job posting, probably better written than what you could have done. Or at least it started you at a spot where you could make some edits to make it perfect, but it got you there so fast. The LinkedIn post, does it have to be perfect? No. But is it better than doing nothing, which is what the hiring manager was probably going to do if you didn't do it for them? Yes, way better. That LinkedIn post for you, is it making your life easier? Yes. That video, is it going to really attract people? Yes. Did this take 5 minutes? Yes. Are you a dang hero to a hiring manager? Yes. And that is the point. This is not a tool you buy. This is a way of looking at your challenges and looking for opportunities to say, not only does it save me time, but it allows me to pull information in other people's brains that would be very hard to pull otherwise and connect it with the structured data I already have to create something or a first draft of something so much faster and so much better than anything I could have done. If that doesn't pay your $20 a month fee right there, I don't know what does. So there you are. That is how you use AI to make your hiring manager think you're a flippin' genius, to fall in love with you. You want to get the hiring manager then after that, maybe even say, hey, let your other hiring managers know how useful this process was, and you start rolling that ball around. It's going to be fantastic. After a while, if you've collected a couple of these audio files from one hiring manager, you can actually use it in Claude to say, please define this person's writing and speaking style. And then that way you can then write emails to them in their own style, and there'll be more, because it's rapport. If it sounds like them, they like how they sound. If it sounds like them, they're going to be more inclined to like you. This is how you leverage these tools. So if you like this little tip, this short little tip, you got to like, subscribe, follow, and do all the internet-y things. You got to let people know. You got to tell people. You got to share the video and share the newsletter. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you next week for another episode of The Next Step.